Hello and good day all, this is Healing29 back again for some DC reviews, and in these DC reviews I'll be covering the Elseworlds Immortal Legend Batman, Justice League Unlimited, and of course Superman issue 29. I'll now get things ready and organised for the first one that I'll be reviewing. I'm just not too sure how I'm going to title this video, because there are some titles here that are a little bit long and I'm not too sure if it will actually work. If all the titles will work on the title for the video. So as we move into the Elseworlds story, Immortal Legend Batman, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? It does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, middle and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we are starting off on the planet known as Avoca, and of course we have a character connected to Batman in this universe that is chasing after a villain. As we start to move towards the middle of the story, we end up meeting another character, which is this version's Nightwing. We also get the appearance of the Two-Faced Man, and also someone who is saying that they are the original Bruce Wayne Batman of this universe. Last but not least, with some of the things finishing off, and of course meeting the heroes connected to this universe. For the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story rating, which consists of time, location, and cast. First things first, did we get anything time-wise? No, we didn't. Next is the location, to which we learned this is taking place on the planet known as Avoca, and of course we do get to see one of the outposts that are actually on the planet. Last but not least, we do get the cast of characters consisting of the person who is Batman at the time, so the one who sort of like seems to be taking his place. We have someone by the name of Adeline. We've got the Two-Faced Man. We have Tim Drake Robin. We also have Dick Grayson Nightwing. And also Thomas Elliott. For my overall rating, it is a 6 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Justice League Unlimited, the next issue. So as we move into Justice League Unlimited, issue 10, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? It does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in to look into the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, middle and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we learn that there's something happening with the area of hypertime. Of course, we get to see Doomsday Time Trapper in this, along with many members of the Justice League Unlimited within this particular run. We also get to see what's happening in the holding cells, along with what is happening in other areas, and all the characters that are making up this story. And last but not least, something happening once again with Time Trapper. For the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. Now, one thing I didn't expect in this story was some comic book references, and I believe that has sort of helped its rating a little bit within this story, to which we get a reference to, I think it's Superman, and also the the Shadow War event, along with something else, and issue 28. Next is the area of time, to which we didn't really get anything time-wise, except that there is a problem hyper-time-wise. The locations that we got to see were, of course, the hyper-time stream, as well as the Watchtower, along with Markovia. Last but not least, we have the cast of characters consisting of Doomsday Time Trapper. We have the members of the Legion of Doom, along with everyone who is presently making up Justice League Unlimited. The overall rating is a 6.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Superman issue 29. So as we move into Superman issue 29, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside of the story? In essence, it does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the area of the internal art as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we have Superman along with the Time Trapper / Doomsday, and also Superboy Prime, who is also present within the story. As the story advances, we get to see Superman sort of like move into what is the present day of the headquarters of the Legion of Superheroes, and how he used to envision it before when he used to be there when younger. Of course, with fights breaking out and the action taking place, and finally freeing Booster Gold. But we've just got one thing: Superboy Prime going into full betrayer mode. But is this betrayal just a facade, or is it for real? So for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. Considering how far we are issue-wise, did we get any comic book references? The answer is no. Next is the area of time. No idea time-wise. Next is the location. No idea where in the locations we are. Last but not least, the cast of characters consisting of Clark Kent, Superman, Superboy Prime, Doomsday, Time Trapper. We had Dawnstar, we had Brainiac, and of course Booster Gold. The overall rating is a 7 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.